Namaste to one and all present ears. I hereby present the lesson part 1 of chapter 1 of class 8 Science Crop Production and Management. Without further delay, let's dive into the lesson and understand the key concepts used in this. Let's keep going. First thing we will be seeing here is what are crops. So let's see what agriculture is. Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. When plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale, it's called a farm. So, think of this. Take rice, common example, is grown on large scale, for example, 10,000 hectares. So then rice can be called a crop. Yes. Now assume you are growing a mango tree example, okay? Mango tree in your backyard or in your small garden. That cannot be considered as a crop. Why? You know the reason. Types of crops. So now having discovered what crops are, now let's discover the types of crops. Actually in the reader they have given only two types of crops. That is Rabi crops and Kharif crops. But we will be exploring one different new thing called Zaid crops also. The crops grown in the winter season, that's October to March. October is when the seeds are sown and March is when the crop is harvested, are called Rabi crops. Don't worry, we will be seeing detailed examples in the upcoming slides. The crops which are sown in the rainy season are called Kharif crops. They are sown in the month of June or July and harvested in the month of September, October. The crops grown in summer season are called Zaid crops. Now examples of types of crops. Now previously we saw the types of crops. Now we'll see what examples. What all crops come under the types. So there are three major types as we discussed: Rabi, Kharif, Zaid. Paddy, maize, soya bean, groundnut, cotton are Kharif crops. Examples of Rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseed. Watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, bitter gourd, fodder, pumpkin are examples of Zaid crops. Now, let's see few useful images that will help our understanding even more better. So, on to your left, you can see a map of India where different types of crops are grown. And what you can notice is rice is the most, or you can say major crop grown throughout India. Yes. Now we saw what are crops, what are the types of crops, and we also saw few examples for the types of crops. Now let's dive into the 6 agricultural processes described or that are carried out in farming. Like we generally saw that See, I'll show you that. We generally saw that uh, rabi crops are sown in October, harvested in March. Same way, Kharif sown in June, harvested at September. Now, in these months, in the gap of months, what do they do is a big question, right? So, the processes between sowing the seed and harvesting the crop, there are lots of processes carried out, which we will be learning in detail. So, the first agricultural process or practice is preparation of soil. Then we sow the seeds, then we add fertilizers to the soil, then we irrigate the soil, we cut off the waste plants that grow with the good plants. That's generally called weeding, and those waste plants, which grow in the field are called weeds. Then we harvest, then we thresh them, and then pack them. That's storage. These are the agricultural processes we follow. So first, let's dive and see into preparation of soil. Step 1 is preparation of soil. Now, we know that we should first sow and then harvest. Why should we prepare the soil? That's a major question many of us have, and let's see why. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. Preparation of soil involves turning the soil and loosening it. Turning the soil means bringing the inside layer up, and the layer which is up goes inside. So that's turning the soil. Loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. So we do preparation of soil, or we can say preparation of soil is carried out by using a plow, a hoe, or a cultivator. We had the question just now, right? Why should we prepare soil? This is the answer. See here, I don't want to give you the answer just immediately. See both the pictures given here. What do you observe? Okay, the first picture we can see the roots are penetrating deep into the soil, and we can see that all in the next picture, all the earthworms, the humus, good soil is just below the layer where the plants are growing. This is the answer. Let's just check it out. Yes, of course. Preparation of soil allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. The loosened soil allows the roots to breathe easily when they go deep into the soil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of microbes, and microbes present in the soil add humus. Why should we prepare the soil? In this way, various nutrients in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. Turning and loosening of the soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top, as we discussed earlier, right? See, the nutrients below go up and the nutrients above come down, so that the fresh humus soil goes up and it acts, as a fresh manure or fresh fertilizer for the plant to grow. So we know we are going to prepare the soil for growing the crops. How can we prepare? Can we just prepare the soil with our hands or with our legs? No. We use many tools to carry out this process. The tools we use to prepare the soil are generally plow, hoe, and the cultivator. The first picture shows that of the plow, wooden plow, which is pulled by two bulls, by a, which and also is controlled by a farmer. Next, the second picture, you can see a tractor, or you can say cultivator, and below it you can see a hoe. Yeah, and its parts are marked. Plow and hoe are traditional methods of preparing the soil. Cultivator is the modern method of preparing the soil. So for ages, farmers have used plow and hoe. Recently, in the 50 years, we have started using cultivators. Now we know that we use plows, right? Plows in turn are classified into wooden plow and iron plow. The big picture you can see down now with all the parts marked, with all the parts marked. That's iron plow. And the one which the animals are carrying, right? That's the wooden plow. Okay, tools used. First, let's go with the plow. So I told you, right? This is the plow which is pulled by the the bulls. Now below that you can see the parts of the plow clearly. The long wooden stick is what we call the plow shaft, and the thing which is like thin pointed which can pull the soil out, that's called the plow share. This is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds, and turning the soil. Plow is not only used for turning the soil, dear friends, it's also used for weeding. Like weeds are plants, unwanted plants that grow in the land. So, for clearing them also, we are using the plow. As already discussed, this is made of wood and iron. Yeah, one pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plow. Now next go to the hoe. It's a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. It has a long rod or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of the iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. So you can see that the bent plate in the picture. You can see a grip, you can see a handle, you can see a beam, a rod. It is pulled by animals or sometimes even men use it. Now, cultivator is the modern tool that is used for preparation of soil. See, the earlier things we discussed, right? The hoe or the plow, it requires a lot of time and labor. But this modern method saves labor and time. So in case in exam they are gonna come up with a question, what is the advantage of modern tools than olden tools that are being used by our ancestors? Then first point that you can write is modern tools save labor and time. So you here on the right side you can see a tractor driven cultivator. So see sorry, you can see the tractor and behind it something which is like sharp pointed, right? That's the cultivator. The cultivator is driven by the tractor. So to summarize the preparation of soil is prepared before the sowing of seeds. So you just like that don't sow the seeds. First prepare the soil, make the soil ready for the sown seeds to grow. The soil is loosened to increase absorption of water and manure. Loosening of soil particles adds humus and nutrients in the soil that increases crop yields. Tilling or losing the soil is done by plows and hoe, which are pulled by a pair of bulls. Tractor driven cultivators are also used to loosen the soil. So, there are 7 pictures that I've given here. Seeing all the 7 pictures at once, I think you can summarize preparation of soil. Friends, I have one question to you. We have already discussed this in the lesson. Okay? Why should we weed or carry out the process of weeding? This is not discussed through the slides, but I have told you. Listen to the question again. Why is the process of weeding carried out? We will discuss the answer in the next slide or next video, part 2. Thank you. Dhanyavad.